Hari Om. Life is very simple. Don't complicate it. If you want to complicate life, you must be a guru. Because gurus face a lot of problems and they live a life of full complications. Because they live a life for their disciples. As Shankara says, Adigadat Tatvataha Sishyahita Yodyataha Satatam. So, it's likely that their life will be complicated. But you don't complicate your life. Life is very simple. I told somebody long back, I told him 20 years back, you better be in employment, you don't go into business and all, it is not there in your history, so don't go into it. But he didn't listen to me. Somebody said, somewhere he gave the horoscope, somebody said, you can go into business. He went into business, crores he had lost. Then came to me. He said, I have lost a lot of money. I said, how is it? Now I did business. I told you not to do. Yeah, I didn't listen to you. I was in a good employment. I resigned that employment and I went into business. Because somebody said, after looking at my horoscope, that I'll be well off in business. Now I have accumulated a lot of loans. I said, okay, once again take an employment to live a frugal life and try to pay back your loans. He said, that is not possible because the loans are so huge. Then I said, be bold enough, just file an insolvency petition with the court. What little assets you have got, that will be apportioned towards your creditors based on whether they are secured or unsecured. Because there is no point. Nobody is going to just like that give money. And there is no point. If business is not in your history, you should not experiment it. Of course, there may be very successful businessmen around your own relatives, your own friends. But it may not be your cup of tea. You go to a suggestion from an expert. A guru is considered to be an expert. So you go to him and when you ask him, you should have faith in what he says. He may not give a reply in tune with what you desire, but he may give a reply which will be true. So you should not go to a guru and ask a question unless you are prepared to accept the reply what he says. Of course, you may accept, you may reject it, you may further go ahead in the same way. All that is there, but initially you cannot expect the guru to talk in the same way or the same language which you may be expecting. Every person comes with some opportunistic attitude. So they will, depending on the percentage may differ. One may be 10% opportunistic, one may be 20%, one may be 30%, one may be 50%, one may be 100%. So in business, you will find a lot of opportunistic people. People come into business only with an opportunistic attitude. Any opportunity they will pick up. What they say, it's an opportunity. So opportunity, yes, it's an opportunity to do business. But being opportunistic in business is once again a very debatable issue. So depending on that opportunistic attitude, their behavior will be there. When you join, this fellow had joined some other partner and that partner swindled all the money, that's all. He was not clever enough to find out. Okay, he lost a lot of money. Finally, he had to declare insolvency, and no doubt, it had its own consequences in the social life. So, opportunistic attitude people will always have, which will complicate your life. Okay. Some girl, when she was doing long back somewhere, when she was doing MS, some boy had proposed to her, and it didn't work out. After that, many years, maybe about 1 or 2 decades later, he called her for a coffee, and they went to a coffee shop. She went along with her friend. There itself, she came to know what sort of a person he is. Something happened, something small happened. So, please remember, long back, you have been saved. In this case, perchance had she married the person, it would have been a disaster for her. Lord helped her. Finally, she landed with somebody, at least she lives a happy life with him. Okay. She has kids now. Once again, that person is calling and asking, please come. So they keep something in mind. They may not have been successful in their professional life, or they may not be successful. Their personal life may be in a mess. Now they are looking for opportunities everywhere around, and they want to pick up some opportunity. Maybe that may be the intention. So most of the such cases are very opportunistic, and you will know it. Right away, if you are very conscious, you will know whether a person is opportunistic or not. Such opportunism will, please remember, spoil your life. Life is, see, I may say I know you for thousands of years. Do you know? You do not know. For you, life is only once. And in that life, you have to live a life without complications. Any complication is a burden on you. And you may not be happy. It will affect your mental health, physical health. So many things will automatically come. And you will have problems. Understood? So the idea to live life is to live life without any complications. So first thing, you have to really think about anything. Suppose you are going into profession, or you are going into business, or you are going into some personal thing or some family matter. First you have to think whether this will complicate my life or not. Before taking that proposal into consideration, you may have to really think whether this will lead me to any complication or not. You should make sure that your life will not be complicated by doing that particular thing. Once life gets complicated, please remember, life is only once. It's a complicated life. You are not happy. The ultimate aim is to live happy and make others happy. Unless you are happy, you cannot make others happy. It is not going to be possible. If you are miserable, you will make everybody miserable. That is the thumb rule. If somebody says, I am miserable but I try to make others happy, he is the biggest liar. I don't believe that. So the aim is not to complicate your life, and live life. So anything comes to you, please look at only one point. By going into this, whether my life will get complicated or not. If it will further enhance my life in a positive way, if it will be of use to me, and then it will be of use to others. First, something must be useful to me. Then only I can think about usefulness of others. It is always self first. Feed the self. Only thing, take care to see that it doesn't become greed. Feeding the self is the first. Okay. You are not a saint living in the Himalayas. You are just a normal person. When you are a very normal person, you have to only think about yourself first. Self is first. If you take care of yourself befittingly, that itself is a very big service you are going to be doing to the society. Many times people do not take care of their self, their own self, or they don't take care of the family. As a result of which somebody else is taking care of their family. A girl was asking her, a girl who had already complicated by her life by living with a husband, who has complicated himself, was asking her brother, will you take care of me in case something happens to my husband? You see, she has complicated her life and now asking brother to take care of the family. You see this. She is putting additional burden on the brother. Okay, the brother said, don't worry, I will take care. But it is an additional burden on the brother. Had that gentleman taken care of the family, in fact, in this particular case, he is a drunkard. He has spoiled his health. Today his health is spoiled. Everybody is around him are very concerned about him. But he is not concerned about himself. He is on the bed. He is not conscious also. One person not taking care of himself and his family. Now so many people are concerned. And so many people's time is wasted. And so many people's mind is filled with all thoughts. Negative thoughts. And it is very gloomy and it is dark. They are negative in their perceptions. One person is able to create so much of annoyance in the family. Now there will be additional burden to the brother, to the mother, to the other sisters, to the other brothers, to everybody. It is going to be a big problem. Had he taken care of himself and his family, so many people would have been peaceful. Because of one person, the peace is spoiled in the entire family. Of course, the family is also responsible because they encouraged his behavior. In the sense, they did not reprimand it. What they should have done? They should have reprimanded. If the person is not listening, you should walk out of marriage. Such a marriage you don't need. Because it is going to create a lot of problem for the entire family. Since people kept quiet at a particular juncture, at a particular point of time when they should have taken steps, they are paying the penalty thereof. So, life is only once. If one person complicates life, it has a rippling effect in the family and in the surroundings. So many people are getting affected. So I will say that if everyone takes care of themselves and their family, that itself is a very big service to the society. Because they are not a burden to others. By merely saying that I don't want to be a burden is not going to solve the problem. Unless letter and spirit it is implemented by everybody. It has to be implemented at all cost, consciously, at every point of time. So you should not become a source of nonsense or a disturbance or annoyance to others. That should be the aim. Taking care of oneself is a very big service. You need not take care of others. Taking care of yourself itself is a big service because you are not going to burden anybody else. Most of the time in this world, the world is burdened because Individually, everybody is not taking care of themselves. So others are needed. Somebody else is needed to take care of yourself. Somebody else is needed to take care of your family. Because we have complicated our life. Complicated in the sense, maybe a drinking habit or maybe gambling, maybe losing a lot of money in the business. When somebody does business, they should do it responsibly. Just when they don't do it responsibly, and when they do business and it goes into problems, it just not affects that person alone, it affects the family. Automatically it affects the family, it affects the surroundings. The kin and kin, the kids especially, they don't know anything. They have to live a carefree life. The kids forego many things which they are eligible as kids. Because of the irresponsibility of one person. One person being irresponsible creates so much of rippling effects in the family. That is why I say, live a life uncomplicated. Don't do things which you do not know. Most of the people do business without knowing any business. If you do not know a particular field, try to know that field before starting doing any investment or before doing any business with that. Without knowing about the particular product, doing business in that product itself is very risky. Trusting somebody else. In business, you cannot trust your partners. Please remember. If that fellow is a very greedy person with an opportunistic attitude, he will simply plunder your money. You will lose your money. Okay. And by the time you come to know that all your money has been spent, you are gone. And the person will not be visible to you. He will make you to commit certain things. And you will be in trouble. After that, Shankara, no use. It is all gone. Yes. People are basically opportunistic. Keep it in mind. Only the percentage will differ from one person to one person. One will have 5%, one will have 15%, one will have 100%. That's all. That's a human quality. So to live life uncomplicated, one should not get caught into this web of opportunism. In this web of opportunism, if you are caught, then you will be in trouble. So whether you do business or any act, the first thing you should think is, by doing that act, will it lead to any complication? Being positive is good. Being negative is not good. But still, one should have a defense mechanism within one's own self to evaluate certain things. If you are a little bit conscious, you will know what you are doing will fetch you or will not fetch you. You will automatically know. I thought I should talk a little bit on this today, so I spoke to you. Okay? God bless you all. Enjoy life.